Hi, it's Neil here, and I'm sat outside the cash and carry. I've just been to get more cans and crisps and the like to keep you all full. And today, I just want to talk a little bit about how to win at Warhammer, or more how to win at any war game. Because most of what I see online, when you look at people who are doing podcasts or blogs or the like, talking about playing the game, they're always talking about the tactics. So they're always talking about, use this unit because this unit's currently really good, and it should statistically do this many mortal wounds on a charge, or whatever it is that it is at this moment in time. And by doing that, you'll win more games. You definitely would, but you'll win more over a longer period of time, rather than sorting out the tactics, sorting out the strategy. By that I mean, if you take somebody who's not very good at the game and has got a rubbish army, and you take somebody who is really good at the game and happens to have a good army, and if you get them to swap armies and play each other, there's a reasonable chance first time round the guy who's not very good will win. But if you get them to play, say, 10 games, then what you'll see over time is it'll average out, and there's a reasonable chance that the guy who's just good at the game will win more, because the other army is better, but he has the strategy of how to play the game. So he does things outside of the points where you roll dice that make it more likely that you'll win, whereas a lot of the tactics that revolve around a particular unit revolve around the fact that the way you're rolling dice means that you'll probably end up with a certain result. Well, everybody's had the game where that doesn't work, where your dice hate you. And if you're just doing that, if you're just doing those tactics, then you'll always struggle against somebody who has the strategy of the particular game, of that particular mission, understands where to place their models to minimise what you can do and maximise what they can do. And this came about because I was chatting to a guy in the store who was thinking about getting a new army because he plays Marines and they're a bit rubbish at the moment. He loses all the time. And what I suggested to him instead was go away, play some more games, but also don't look at the army the person's playing when you're playing against, and look at how they're playing it, because it's how the people play the armies when they're good that's the important things, not what they're playing at that particular moment in time. Because at the moment, I think probably the best thing in 40k is Flamers of Tzeentch. Well, that's not going to be the case in a month's time. New General's Handbook, they're going to go up in points. Something else is going to come out. And if you're relying on that, if you're relying on the tactics, well, you're always chasing your tail, because something else is always going to come along that's going to be better. But if you've got the strategy down, you've always got that fundamental. That's why you'll quite often see people who are good, and you'll see this a lot at tournaments, whilst they might be playing what's considered to be a good army, it's not necessarily the good army that's only come out recently, because they've been playing it for 3 or 4 months, because they've learnt the strategies of that army rather than just relying on the tactics of it being particularly good at doing this one thing at this point in time. So that's just something to consider if winning at Warhammer is your thing. If you want to look next year to improve on your win rate and the like, is to spend more time looking at what your opponent's doing with their army rather than what the army actually is, because that's going to change over time. How they do it probably isn't. And that's it for today.